This is a Honda X-ADV, of which Honda has sold 76,000 since 2017. But a very tiny portion of those come from the UK, because people in the UK don't buy maxi scooters, much less crazy off-road maxi scooters. But are we missing out in the UK? Do we need to swallow our pride and join the maxi scooter off-roading adventure fun? That's what I'm here to find out. We've also got the Forza 750, which what this is based on. Got the same frame, same engine, but this has different bodywork. But there are also some changes for 2015. For starters, there's a new TFT, which is a lot smarter than the old one, frankly. The switch gear is all new. Actually, they had the old X-ADV here, and yeah, we jumped from one to the other, and it was interesting actually, because the switchgear on that did feel quite dated. And there's some very Honda changes. For example, the seat, the gas struts are now better damped, so it closes in a more neat fashion. Just in case that's, was a deal breaker on the old one, which seems unlikely, but if it was, hey, you got better damping. The lights as well apparently are 2 times as bright. I mean, yeah, they do seem pretty bright, so that's good. Might stop someone from driving into you, and that's always nice. Probably the most Honda thing of all is the changes to the DCT. There used to be a sensor to measure oil pressure behind the clutch, but now they estimate it and there's an algorithm. Yeah, anyway, what that means is at lower speeds, it's supposed to get you off the line a little bit smoother than before. I think that's one of the criticisms of DCT is, yeah, it's sometimes not been the smoothest thing off the line, but yeah, they've neatened that up, and this is a gearbox which has been refined over the years and is generally very good anyway, so yeah. It's nice to see those kind of incremental changes coming. There's also some styling changes. I think it looks a lot more aggressive, and I think it looks not massively different before, but there's a bit more aggression to it. It looks a bit neater at the front. Screen is possibly new, or the screen is not new, and I'm going to cut out whichever one it is because I can't actually remember. And there's probably loads of other stuff I'm forgetting as well. But for now, let's go and ride the thing. Right, here we go. X-ADVing. Beautiful sunny day in Sicily. The Forza 750 this morning was a whole load of fun, and like a lot more so than I expected. The funny thing is, this engine, I remember riding the NC 750X with the same engine. It's basically half a Honda Jazz car engine, weirdly. Yeah, I remember riding that and thinking, God, this is a bit dull. Yeah, and this, it kind of makes sense. Like sort of, nice and grunty, low revving, just kind of gets on with it. Bit of a workhorse. And I think, because we're so used to scooters being things with little 125 single cylinder engines in the UK, when you get like this thing, kind of feels quite beefy and fun and nice. Yeah, there are a few times when I've kind of thought, come on, downshift, and then the opposite. So when you're in sport mode, I kind of find myself thinking, okay, can we maybe change up now? It seems to hold on to gears for a little bit long, but it is a very well sorted system now. I mean, Honda's been making these for many years. It's supposed to make low speed handling a bit better. And obviously, as before, you can go up and down the gears using the controls on the left hand switch cube, but to be honest, I've not really, I had a bit of a go there earlier, but really feel the need on this, maybe a bit more so on something like an Africa Twin or an NT 1100, but on this, yeah, not that worried, quite happy. Just letting the gearbox do its thing, because yeah, generally it knows what it's doing. Yeah, notice it'd be breezier here. We've got the screen, as well as height-wise, I don't think there's going to be much in it between this and the than the Forza 750 screen, but it's a lot narrower, so I'm getting, I guess, more wind from the sides. Yeah, it kind of cuts in, well, it cuts in like that. I'm not sure if there's a particular reason for that, but yeah, I mean, obviously we're on different rubber now, a bit more suspension travel, so it's a tiny bit softer. We're getting a bit more in the way of pitching. But generally, it's a very fun bike to chuck around. It's very stable. Obviously, you've got pretty big wheels, 17-inch front, 15-inch at the rear. I mean, I could stick 17-inch front end and rear, which Honda did on the Integra. Not the Integra car. Why you would make a car and then, you know, called an Integra, and then also do a scooter called an Integra, I don't know. A really fun bike to chuck around. It does just feel like a motorbike, not like a scooter, I guess, because of the way it is constructed. I mean, yes, obviously we still have a scooter-like riding position, but the way it's made is very much, you know, like a motorbike, and obviously it has an engine from a motorbike. I'm going to try sport mode. Ah, look, sport! Look at the wind rushing from him. It shows how fast he's going. You know, the main difference now is it's just holding on to gears. Yes, a bit keener to a downshift now, holding on to gears a bit longer. Nice little downshift there just before we came into the corner. You kind of got to put a bit more effort in to get this thing to turn. If it's a bit, you know, slightly taller, more suspension travel, but it will happily go. Yeah, when you get to some of the, like, some really dodgy bits of tarmac here and there actually, and I'm liking having the extra suspension travel. It doesn't feel like unduly soft or wallowy. Oh, what's this? Look at that. No idea what he's cooking. Can't really smell much. Do come to Sicily. It's very lovely. Alright, here we go. Time for some adventure scootering. Whammy rally pigs. There they are. Adventure scootering. Jesus Christ. Oh, Christ. Jeez. Bit of a wobble there. Hell. Ugh. What a very silly machine this is. I want an adventure maxi scooter because it's fun. Didn't expect to have quite so much fun on a scooter, but honestly this has been absolutely wicked, whether it was on the gravelly stuff or on the twisty roads. It really is a bike you can chuck around. I never felt at any point on those roads that, oh, I wish I was on XYZ. It was just an entertaining bike to be on. I mean, I know you've got slightly narrower bars, but then that means that it's not so narrow that it feels a bit twitchy. It still feels very stable. You've got plenty of leverage, and yet obviously when you're going through town, you can slide through tiny little gaps. I do get why in these parts of the world everyone buys a maxi scooter, and obviously so many people buy one of these, because when the road does stop you can just carry on going and not worry about it. But I can also see why in the UK we don't tend to buy them. I think, trying to put myself in the mind of the average UK bike buyer, we don't know how much this is as we're riding it today, but by the time we get around to editing it probably will. It was just over £11,000 for the old one. The new one is this much here. Thank you, editor. And yeah, I think a lot of people would look at that and think, what bikes could I get for that? I think the problem is because as a nation we don't tend to use motorbikes as much as actual transportation. We don't tend to look at things like this as seriously. Motorbikes are a bit more of a kind of passion thing, I guess. But it does seem like a shame, because this, honestly, what a complete motorcycle. I mean, we talk about proper motorcycle ADVs as being sort of the best all-rounders, but really this, I mean, it's great. You can do commuting, you can cut through traffic, you can go off-road in it, you can hoon up a mountain pass. I mean, I know the engine isn't all that exciting in the NC750X, NCX750, whatever it is. Anyway, in this, it just kind of works. It fits the package nicely. It's not, you know, a little sewing machine engine. It's a nice little grunty thing. The gearbox is really well sorted. All the little changes, I mean, they're not massive. I didn't get on the old one and think, this is a piece of but the changes that have been made, they're not major, but they all kind of work together to make the bike noticeably nicer and even more appealing. Just, I guess, not appealing enough for people in the UK. They are targeting about 250 units of these in the UK next year. So not big numbers. I think the Transalp, by comparison, they normally sell about 600 of those. So really this is not going to be a very popular bike in the UK, but the few people who do buy them, I think they're going to have a lot of fun. So that was the 2025 Honda X-ADV. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please do make sure you like and subscribe, or don't either.